Hello, welcome to Lorehammer. Welcome to bonus episode 13?
15.
Is it 15?
27. We'll go with 27.
Who taught you guys how to count?
Not the Canadian education system, that's for sure.
Nope.
That explains why we're always mixing up what actual inches are.
Yeah.
It's a dick joke.
Yeah. I assumed.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you. Tell your wife this is 8.
That's why they always have such a problem backing up. Canadian women don't know what 8 inches look like.
Oh my God.
This is where you get demonetized.
Yep. And I am never allowed back.
Dick jokes. Well, this episode is, first of all, I guess let's welcome who we have is Todd is with us. Hello, Todd.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute. And then also joining us today is Canadian Steve.
As he's been fondly called by the internet.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I just got back from my crusade on being broke back in Saskatchewan.
Oh my God. That's a voice.
The eternal crusade of not being a broke ass bitch.
There you go.
Did you win?
I ended up hitting a deer with my car and made out all right with that. So
Oh, that's okay.
There's
Wait, you
that.
like got the deer and you ate the deer?
no, I hit a deer.
Kill is good eats in Saskatchewan.
Hit the deer and he went about 8 feet in the air. Did a fucking horizontal spin about 180. It was pretty intense. I was pretty sad when I rode off my car, but looking back, it was kind of funny watching that.
You rode off your car.
Oh yeah, that deer went higher than. Oh, he went 8 feet in the air. He was way higher than my car. I hit him. He went up in the air, did the spin again, then I hit him again.
Oh, like
had to
when
get
he
a
came back
replay.
down?
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah, and then there was
man.
shit all on the side of my car. He was done for. Knocked his horns off.
Oh.
Did you at least keep those?
No,
Oh.
they were pretty pathetic. I would have been embarrassed to take him home, man. looks like a deer you would shoot in the States.
Damn.
Just
Called
go
out.
buy a Bass Pro, rip
Shots
off a
fired.
pair of their antlers. This was the deer I hit, guys. That's a caribou.
moose antlers.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God.
God damn it, Mark. You got me doing it now.
I think
My
Eric's
God.
the one who says it a lot.
Oh my God.
Here we go.
Well, today's episode, bonus episode, is going to be all about our tournament that just happened.
Yeah, we did it this week and it was pretty fun. Lots of stuff. Lots
Yeah.
of people.
It was pretty good. There's a good turnout.
Yeah.
How many total
I'm
teams
still
showed?
wearing my shirt.
Todd is wearing the shirt that he won.
Watch
and
out,
so
boys.
is Steve.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Repping
What do I
some-
got under my shirt?
We're all
Put
waiting
your
to
shirt
find
down,
out.
Mark. Save that for your wife.
She don't want
You guys
that.
are wearing your Warhammer combat card shirts, which were given to us by the sponsor of the tournament, Player
Warhammer
Games.
sponsored.
combat cards.
Player Games
Oh. Oh.
was the sponsor, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gave us some shirts to give to a couple of our winners, so that was kind of cool. Just a nice little touch.
Yeah, it was nice.
That was a good touch.
Oh God.
Oh God.
I'm familiar with good touches, and that was a nice one. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
What is this touch you talk about? I haven't felt anything in years.
I need an adult.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically we're just gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about missions. We're gonna talk about winners.
some expectations, and how we thought
Yeah.
it went out, and
Yeah, and
what we would change next time.
oh, there's things you would change.
How we could improve the second annual Lorehammer tournament.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Then we're just gonna shoot the shit for a bit, I think.
Yeah, I think so. So I guess to kind of tell you like the premise, or not the premise, but like the
The
structure.
premise of Warhammer.
Yeah.
So there's these
So
miniatures,
there's
right?
dice,
And
right, and a
there's
table.
stats.
You sell your soul to buy tiny plastic figures.
They have to check to make sure you are genuinely a virgin before you are allowed to play.
Oh yeah. We had somebody at the door checking that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the little pigeon egg thing, but for dudes.
We had that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the very first thing that happened when you walked in the
It
doors.
just really it gets that sense of camaraderie between everyone, because everyone's ashamed at that point, right? Like
Yeah.
we're all ashamed of who we are.
I was kind of salty there when we lost game 2. One guy we were playing with brought his girlfriend over just to kind of rub it in everybody's faces.
Wins a game, brings his girlfriend over.
Yeah, like you beat us horribly, and then you have to
man.
bring that around, just rub our faces in it.
Rough.
Ugh. And that was against Mark's Knights.
Oh.
Oh, that was awful.
Yeah, that'll happen. Yeah.
So the tournament itself was so it's 3 games over the course of a day. It was an escalation type deal. So first game, everyone brought a 500-point list. Next game, everyone brought 1,000. And the last one, everyone brought a 1,500-point list, which meant that on each team there were 3,000 points.
Yeah, because there's a 2v2.
Yeah, it was a doubles tournament. So on each team there's 3,000 points against 3,000 points in the last game, which just lends for some big stuff on the board.
Some epic battles. Get some big models on the table.
I'm surprised how quick it went, actually, though. Like,
so was I.
Well, depends what game you're watching. I'm surprised Todd and mine took so long.
Yeah. We had a Khorne Lord of Skulls and a Forge World Knight, and then a Lord of Change. And there we are with our infantry.
Yeah. Your rhino.
Your cultists.
Cultists.
Yeah.
They were very beautiful cultists.
I think most of my team got smited turn 1.
Smote.
All my
Smitten?
smitten. All my noise
I think
marines.
smited is actually correct, isn't
Really?
it? Because smitten is like,
When you see a girl and she's hot and she's like,
Yeah,
I'm just smitten with her.
you know what?
Like,
I could be
Twitter
wrong
painted.
though.
Or there's a sex shop that I have some interesting stories to share that we'll maybe not talk about on the podcast when I was going to college.
Whoa. Now you
You
piqued
went to
my
college?
interest.
That's
I did
that
go
is
to
a shocker.
college.
What
Yes.
did you go to college for?
I am actually a journeyman truck and transport mechanic.
Oh, okay, crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
I'm a first year.
know.
I no offense, but I'm caught off guard by that.
He
fact.
called you out and you fucking slapped his face with your dick.
Yeah.
That's what that was.
with a degree.
Both inches of it. I guess the card's about 4 inches wide, so about 4. I got him with 4 inches.
4 inches. Yeah.
There's a first time for everything, isn't there, Steve?
You betcha.
So yeah, the very first game we did, we kind of wrote our own mission, kind of not really.
We just modified what they had.
modified's a better word, and then
It was just the patrol mission.
yeah. So basically, like the concept was, you had 2 patrolling armies that bumped into each other, and then you just had to get kill points. So getting kill points was wiping a unit, you got a point.
Yeah, and your army slowly appeared on the board.
Yeah.
So you only had a first unit on for the first turn, and then
Then you
start
had
against
to roll
second turn.
to get your next units on.
Yeah.
Or you could pay your CP and get them on
Yeah.
automatically. And
We actually played you 2 the very 1st game.
Yeah, Todd and I were on a team and we showed up a little bit late
Half an hour.
and ended up playing against Mark and Erik,
As punishment for being late.
yeah,
where we scored our singular victory point in the entire tournament.
Yeah, that shouldn't happen, but that'll happen.
it was a gift.
That's what
Eric's
we get.
chaplain felt bad for us, so he sacrificed himself for the greater good
Oh,
and gave us the singular victory point.
don't like that. That's a trigger.
Yeah.
Having a spasm behind the microphone right now at the words.
Yeah. So that was game 1. Then game 2.
Yeah, so you got a victory and VP out of that. You
yeah.
scored VP and you can claim a victory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then game 2 was it was called tactical escalation.
It was a Maelstrom game.
Mhm.
So objectives and
Yeah,
tactical
there's
objectives.
6 objectives on the board, and you draw your cards, and depending on what you draw, that's what you gotta do. So sometimes it's kill an enemy psyker, sometimes it's capture objective point 5.
Or hold all the objective points on the table.
Did you
For
draw that?
2 turns at a time.
Did you draw that?
No,
Yeah.
the guys
that
playing in the back corner, I think it was the girl and some other people. I heard them say, "Oh yeah, we just have to control all the victory, all the command points on the board.
That's all we have to do.
Yeah.
It's
Jeez.
easy. It's just 6 places."
To
Simultaneously.
hold for 2 turns.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that the idea of that was like now kind of the main armies have kind of met, and this is the first like big skirmish of the war.
They're meeting over these important things on the planet and
Yeah.
trying to do their best to control, whether you call them communication nodes or supply stashes or places of worship if you were a demon or whatever. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
There were no orcs at the entire turn.
Yeah.
Which is
I didn't know
No
Necrons.
yeah. It was no.
I didn't see any Tau, but
No, my
with-
tower there.
yeah, your Tau were there. They don't count. If there was a Mark army, that didn't
Oh,
count.
okay.
There's no custodes. It was kind of.
Oh yeah, no custodies. Yeah.
It's pretty
There's-
Imperium, though.
There's a few factions not represented at the tournament.
Yeah.
I'm surprised how many guard there were. There's a lot of guard.
4?
But yeah, probably.
Yeah. Well, guard's pretty good. I didn't see any Ultramarines,
But
that made me happy. I didn't see one Gilliman at the tournament, so I had faith for humanity, or at least our pocket of it.
Yeah. So then what happened with game 2 is whoever won became the attacker in the next game, and whoever lost became the defender.
Yeah, the idea was that the attacker claimed all the objectives and kind of had the upper hand in the war that was going on, and they're pushing the enemy back, and just trying to get a finishing blow
Yeah.
on the enemy.
Yeah. So that goes into the final game, the third game, which was 1,500 points. And
Yeah. Or 3,000 in total.
Yeah, 3,000 total.
So
Yeah.
basically, the defenders set up their entire army first, and then the attackers just had to keep attacking them. And every time the attackers lost a model,
A unit.
they would,
Yeah,
a
it was a
unit. Yes, they'd bring the unit back on a dice roll.
Yeah.
And
So they effectively had
Infinite.
Unlimited.
infinite. Yeah.
And the goal of the attacker was to completely wipe the defender off the board. So if the defender had a single model left on the board at the end of 5 turns, potentially more, they won. So
A major victory.
yeah, so it was pretty cool. It was kind of fun.
Yeah. It started about 8:30 in the morning, went to about 7:30
at night.
Yeah.
So it was a full day of wartime.
Oh, it was a full
It's
day.
a full day. Yeah.
I think my favorite mission, I don't know, the last one was kind of fun, even though we did horrible on it.
We didn't do great, but that's
No.
all right.
No, it's fine. But I think that one was a lot of fun. It just is very different than normal games you play. So
Yes, for the third game, all the defenders had to kind of train and kind of cover on their
Yeah,
side.
you had the buildings, you
Yeah.
had the line
Yeah.
of sight blocking.
So we could kind of deploy and try to utilize that the best you could. Didn't really help Todd and I much. But,
Hey, I had my brass scorpion perfectly behind an Imperial Bastion, so all that was sticking out was the tail, and I was able to get a shot off with that.
one shot.
Well,
so sometimes it's like Eminem. You only got one shot.
Did it work?
well,
That's a no, I think.
no, we only got one victory point through the whole tournament.
Yeah.
But
In-
we
in
had
game
the
one.
best lore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
We had the best
team wise,
We had the best
the
theme.
best lore. I didn't bring out a 30-page laminated booklet, which,
yeah,
might
yeah.
I say, was freaking impressive.
Yeah, I think. Oh, do we have that here?
I don't have it here. No, it's at my house.
Oh shit.
It
We're
was
supposed
really
to.
No,
read that
it was
today.
pretty rank. I was thumbing through.
No, we're
the
going to
book.
do a listener lore episode.
Oh, I
with
thought
it.
we were gonna do it on this one, but
Oh.
that's okay.
Oh, no, yeah.
Well, I was talking to the guy about
We'll
it,
just
but I
message
guess
him.
I won't spoil it, and I'll save it for you listeners for a later time.
That's good because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Give me half the story.
Yeah, so at the end of the tournament, we had 5 win categories. So the very first one was obviously for most wins. And the most you could collect was 3 games. We had some ties after that.
So then it went down to who had the most victory
Yeah, who
points.
scored the most victory points over the course of the 2 games where you could score them.
And then if there was more ties, it went to who had more victories points scored
Least,
against
the
them.
least victory
yeah,
points scored against
my
them.
mistake.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty
so-
wild. So like when we were adding it all up,
Yeah, we're kind of like
3 games were done. There's
Yeah.
still one going on who could potentially, if they won, change things. But we didn't know how many victory points they had. But we
Yeah.
knew 3 people were going to have 3 wins.
Yeah.
We knew 2 people had
34.
34 victory
victory
points
points.
each.
Yeah.
So it
That
was a tie.
that was pretty exciting
Yeah.
when you said you had a tie
Yeah.
for victory points.
Yeah. So then, we're all gathered around that final table, like watching the final turn.
Yeah, and so this is the attacker. So the attacker was James and Nathan, and they brought Magnus and Mortarion lists.
Yeah.
So Thousand Suns with Magnus, and then Death Guard,
Death Guard
with
with
Mortarion. And they're fighting these Space Marines, and it's turn 5, and there is a single chaplain left.
I think it was his smash captain.
Yeah,
that
Was
he,
it a
like,
smash?
I
Yeah,
don't
Oh, I
know
thought
if
he had the
I don't know if he
Crozius.
deep
Yeah.
struck him right into the very corner,
Yeah,
away
yeah.
from everyone.
Yeah, he spent turn 4. He spent 2 CP to literally jump his model into the farthest corner away from everything as possible. Because we had a picture where it was like him, and then there's a Mortarion on one side and a Magnus on the other side of him.
Yeah.
So he jumped to the other side of the table.
It's a good move.
And I think he tried making his invulnerable saves. He had 1 or 2 wounds left, and I think he just missed
Yeah.
like
He
1 or 2
Two of
saves.
them.
Yeah.
Missed 2 saves.
2 saves and then lost the game. Oh,
Yeah, it's pretty wild to think it came down to that last model.
Yeah.
that last fiendish maneuver.
It was a good one. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
So then we added up their victory points.
yeah, so James and Nathan actually came out on top with 35 victory points.
Which is crazy. Just one more victory point.
a single victory
all
point.
it takes.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
It was kind of wild.
Yeah, I'm
it was very
surprised
close.
how close it
Very
it
close.
was. Yeah.
Yeah. So James and Nathan were our victors in the I don't know, most prolific victor award. the best generals
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the whole thing, which is surprising because so those are our friends. Like they're people that like we hang out with all
Yeah,
the
they've
time.
been on the podcast.
Yeah, just in case though.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Ah.
But for a couple weeks leading up to this, they were like, "Oh yeah, we're playing like a meme team. We're just gonna bring Magnus and Morty.
That was their 500-point list.
Yeah.
Just Magnus and Mortarion.
Just two Lords of War at 1,000 points."
Which that does seem good.
in the
it depends. It
depends on who
the
you're
mission.
playing.
I think they did all right in the 500-point game.
Well, I think they did all right throughout the entire tournament.
Well,
Yeah,
Oh,
they
yes.
did win. They won. They won.
But yeah, they did not think they would win, which is funny.
No, they weren't playing to win initially. It was only until the last game when they were like, "We can win all 3 games." That's when I think it kind of hit them.
We played them the second game. And what did they score? It was like
It was so they got the victory, and then in terms of VP, it was 24-0.
Well, I don't
them.
feel quite so bad for losing all our games that badly then.
yeah,
we
no,
got stomped.
Yeah.
In that game.
yeah.
Holy smokes!
It was fun.
Yeah, it's not ideal for us.
To be fair, Steven, you should still feel bad that we lost.
All 3 games.
All 3 games.
Yeah, we got stomped hard, but
Yeah.
our theme was strong, and
And Korn blesses you regardless.
Korn and Slanesh, yes.
Yeah, sorry, Slanesh for you,
Yeah.
Korn for Todd.
That is okay. So the 2 big lists there, the Magnus and Morty, and then Korn and Slanesh, literally the like diametrically opposed chaos forces, all went in with each other.
Yeah, that was our Todd and I's 3rd game. I was playing Slanesh, Todd had Korn. Who were the fellows we were playing against? I can't remember
Justin
their
and
names.
James.
Yeah.
They had Zeech and Korn again. So it was a pretty interesting last game until I got smited off the board.
Hey, I killed a Forge World Knight with
Yeah,
a
the
Warp
Cerastus.
Smith.
That was
It was
pretty
a good game.
I'm charging in. Charge you with my Warpsmith.
Yep. Okay, curse it. Hit it.
Gone.
Oh, felt
Did it
sick.
explode and kill you at least?
Nope.
Oh, nice.
How about my Rhino exploded and killed a bunch of Steven's shit?
Yeah. Game
You're on the same team.
I know.
Game 2 was a little more interesting. Todd got his Rhino taken out like turn 1,
Yeah.
wiped out a bunch of my shit, took out some of his.
Had my Defiler blown up right after, and then my Forge Fiend and all.
Who
I
did
had
you
was
play
Cultists.
in game 2?
It was Mark's Knights against some Imperial Guards /
Denver?
assassins.
Denver
Yeah.
and Adam.
There we go.
Yeah.
So Adam actually, that was his 2nd day playing Warhammer ever.
Yeah, and he was doing all right.
The knights, the ease of using knights really helps in that one.
yeah, you couldn't have given him like orcs or
No,
Tau.
nothing too
No.
complex.
But it also
Here's like the 5 guns you need to know.
Yeah.
Well, and like you guys, were you guys the ones that paired him up with Denver?
Kind of, yes and no. Denver actually had a teammate just drop out.
Oh, okay.
And then Adam was always a solo player, and Denver volunteered to help him out and be like, hey, I'm familiar with knights. I can do some stuff with him and show him the ropes.
Yeah.
Personally, I think that was a really good list because even as an opponent, I gotta say Denver really knew his shit.
Yeah, he was a good player.
Despite getting my butt handed to me by him, I really enjoyed playing against him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played him a couple times. He's pretty cool.
He pulled out a couple solid maneuvers, some stuff we didn't expect.
Those are always the most annoying but also fun things. When someone's like, I'm going to do this with this stratagem, and you're like,
Uh-oh.
hold on, wait a minute.
Let me check the rule book to make sure that's all right.
Yeah.
Oh no, I learned a lot. Like,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
yeah, like don't run infantry in an actual tourney list where people take it seriously.
Yeah.
There were-
Fluff
people
won't always
did.
carry you through the game. Sometimes you just have to have a good list.
Yeah.
Felt like a punching dummy that whole tournament. I'm running Chaos Knights next time.
Oh, yeah.
There's
Yeah.
just like 1 or 2 good ones.
Especially
for
in like
guns.
a 1,500 point list, bringing like a Lord of War is not unheard of
No, and
at
like
all. There were a lot on the table, actually.
we did the math the one night with Mark there, and the Brass Scorpion is actually the worst Lord of War across the board.
Oh, have you seen a Necron Pylon?
No, because everyone knows just how bad they are.
Did you even bother doing the math on the Necron pylon?
Does anyone play Necron
Exactly.
pylons?
No,
Has anyone seen one on the
I have
board
one.
recently?
Yeah.
Oh, you have?
Yeah. Used it twice.
I think I've seen it.
It does
Marcos.
shit all. Both games.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we did the math on the knights. Like even the biggest knight with the best guns was still
that
cheaper in points,
Porphyron?
more wounds.
Not that one, but like Crusaders and shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
Crusaders.
And then like Magnus and Morty, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
hand over fist, way better. But it was still fun. I got one. I got to play it. It blew up. We
Really?
go on with life.
I
You
think
killed the
knights are
Lord
better than
Discordant
Magnus
and
and
put the
Morty.
hurt on a Lord of Skulls
No,
with
but
it,
we're
though.
comparing to like the brass scorpion. Everything else is typically better.
Sure. Yeah. It's a really cool looking model though, so who gives
Yeah,
a
it's
crap?
sick model. There's like little fucking guys stuck in the back of it. They're like,
Yeah, like guys woven into the cabling. It's really cool. And when it hits,
Oh, sure.
if
Oh,
it
in
ever gets
melee?
into melee with
6
its
damage
fucking
a
6
piece?
chainsaw arms.
oh, so nice. It's in melee. It's the best.
Mhm.
But like up until then, it's just not very good.
Yeah.
You just got to make sure you
Seraptic-
go first.
Yeah.
You got to get turn
You
one.
have to make sure you go first.
Yeah.
Don't care how you do it.
Yeah.
Steven disappears under the table for 5 minutes, and suddenly we get to go first.
Next thing we're going first.
So the other awards that we handed out, obviously because we're a lore-based podcast, we worry about the story. We worried about the story of everyone's armies.
Yeah, so we got everyone who wanted to send in some lore for us. So I don't know. I think we got maybe 5 or 6 submissions.
6
That's
sounds
it.
Well, that
right.
makes me feel better.
It was-
No wonder we won. We submitted something.
I think a lot of people are not scared, but overwhelmed. I
Yeah.
think by like having to like write story and lore,
Yeah.
and it's a critique, right?
Yeah, like
So-
for me, it's tough to write anything. Like I got ideas for armies for days, but to actually write stuff down, like it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
And then to figure out which words to use so it actually sounds like it's a sentence. Like
To make it sound as badass as it does when you're talking to your buddies. Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're all
as
drunk,
badass
yeah.
as it sounds in your head.
Yeah. But also, like, if you look at like a tabletop acceptable army that's competitive for a tournament, it's really sometimes hard to justify why you have 6 knights and a Yarick and a tank. Like,
Yeah.
why is that lorically happening?
yeah, there's some that are
Can make it work. I'm of the other opinion. I think you can write a story about anything.
Oh, you can. That
can,
doesn't mean
yeah.
it's valid or good.
I can write a good story about anything.
Okay, make a good story about why Dark Eldar are fighting with Black Templar on the same side.
Why are Tau and Tyranids fighting with each other?
Yeah.
That's easy.
For the greater good. As Todd's having a seizure right now.
You just say the Tyranids are controlling the Tau. There's a parasite running through the entire Tau colony, and the
A G
Tyranids.
Stealer infested the Ethereal.
Sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because
Why not?
Ethereals
I-
are weak and need to be taken over.
And I'm sure if they would have wrote that in their lore, they could have did something.
So the guy who actually won our lore though was Brody.
Yeah, I'm messaging him right now. He's taking pictures of the book.
Are we going to read it?
Yeah,
right
we
now?
want to do it today. It's tournament stuff.
Oh.
Well, I was talking to him about it. Did you guys read the whole book?
I did not. I wanted to be pleasantly
I-
surprised.
I went
thumbed-
home last night and I slept.
I thumbed through it and I was talking to him about it. Do you want me to tell you guys what I remember about it?
no, he's gonna send me his actual.
Well,
The
in that
actual
case,
book?
I'll talk
Yeah.
about the other.
Yeah, we'll do the other
We'll
ones.
talk
We'll come
about
back
the
to
other
Laura.
guys first.
the.
He's taking pictures right now. So.
We had a best painted army,
Yeah.
and that
Which was, I think, was a pretty easy choice.
Well, yeah. So I think in total there was only 2 armies that were
fully
painted,
and based.
fully based.
Yeah.
So there were some armies that had some amazing models, and then there was all my armies, which was just fucking
Mark,
But
I told
Mark had about 4 armies in the tournament, so
he can't win.
I was trying to stack my bets, you know.
Yeah.
But Eric
0 plus 0 plus
kiboshed
0
it.
plus 0.
So yeah, so there's 2 armies. There was an Imperial Guard army by Mackenzie.
Mm-hmm.
I hope names are okay. It doesn't matter. People aren't gonna find her.
Yeah.
Don't stalk her.
No, how would they possibly? No,
There's
it's
like
fine.
at least 2 Mackenzies in the world. It's a pretty white person name.
Yeah.
Hey, now.
And yeah, so she had a female
say
guard
that.
regiment, and yeah, it's pretty cool. It was nice to see like a bunch of guard painted up, and it was all unique unique models as well. It was all third-party stuff. Kind of had like a Morty Guard kind of feel to it.
I think that's
very
what you
sharp.
said you wanted to like normally ran them as.
Okay, yeah. So it was between that and then the other list was basically an all Dreadnought homebrew chapter. We'll be posting pictures of all this.
Yeah, 3 Vendreads, 3 Invictus.
Yeah. And the color scheme was this.
Those Invictus don't count as dreadnoughts.
I know. They're walkers.
They're
right?
more like those
Don't you
the
dare.
Grey Knight's
Don't
daddy
you
carriers.
dare.
So just imagine one of those Invictus kind of dreadnought type things in the chest of one of the Grey Knight daddy carriers.
With a better frame.
Yeah.
Looks a little more dignifying.
But no, his models were painted. They looked
Yeah,
sick.
the
Yeah, they were-
Dreadnought list.
I'm just not a
Yeah.
big fan of that particular model myself personally.
Yeah, they were like an orange with like a very dark black for like metal and stuff. It looked very nice.
It was very crisp.
Yeah,
and
yes.
clean.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
the-
pretty sure he airbrushed them. He must have.
Yeah.
get
I was
that.
looking at them and they had to.
There's
have been.
no paint lines. Like, I don't care how well
Yeah.
you thin your paint. You can't get it on that
Yeah.
crisp and
Yeah.
sharp.
And then his chapter, I think he called it it had something to do with the warp. He wasn't fully invested in it. It was like warp specters or something like that. But basically his chapter symbol was a skull with like 2 scythes crossed on it. It's pretty cool. He got like 3D printed chapter logos and printed them on and glued them, and
That's pretty sick.
yeah, it was pretty cool.
Got to step up my game here.
You
Yeah.
got to get a 3D. You just got to fondle Mark and Erik's balls under the table to make sure you win next time.
Yeah. So
My
there's
skills aren't that good.
You got a whole year to practice.
yeah, so there's the 2
Well-
armies, and ultimately we ended up picking Jeremy's army. I believe it's Jeremy. That's his name. Yeah, Jeremy's army, and he did the Dreadnoughts.
The Rift Stalkers.
Rift Stalkers.
Yeah, and they're
yes.
all from the Grey Shields, actually.
Yeah, Rift Stalkers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool looking. Pretty.
That's pretty metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were good. They were good. He definitely deserved it.
Yeah. So that was one category we did. And yeah, we're gonna post a bunch of pictures. I took pictures of everyone's armies, so we'll be posting.
We got lots.
We got lots. So the next category for winners we had would be
A sportsmanship one.
sure, yeah. So we just put down
Everyone voted
voted,
after every
so,
game.
yeah.
So yeah, Daniel won the sportsmanship,
yeah
which was Jeremy's
by quite a
partner.
bit too, I think, didn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah. So yeah, I liked him. He was just a quiet dude and just kind of seemed happy. Quiet Asian guy. Yeah.
He was happy. That's
yeah,
all that
just
matters,
quiet,
yeah.
happy.
He wasn't throwing dice at you or yelling Canadian slurs as
Oh,
one
God.
of our.
He's not killing deer.
What Canadian slurs was I yelling?
Ugh.
I probably was. I was just curious what ones I was saying.
Hey, I implied we were all neckbeards at one point.
I mean,
There were
you don't even have to.
There's a
imply.
type. Let's just say
Yeah,
there
yeah,
is a type.
Their stereotypes
Literally,
exist for a reason.
All of us have facial hair in this room right now, and it's all
my
pretty
God.
unkempt.
Oh my god.
Mark, I'm looking at you too. And then the last category we had was the this makes sense.
Yeah. So the whole idea for this category, I love looking at armies where when you look at it, you know exactly what it is. It gives you like a strong.
It makes you feel those feels you were
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah. Like for example, like whenever I write my army list, I always write like something where it's like all big Tyranid bugs. When you look at it, there's not a single small creature on my. You get right away exactly what is happening. Yeah, so it's not like you're running 3 smash captains. Like, well, why are there 3 smash captains and then a bunch of scouts? Why is that a thing? Like some armies, they just don't quite.
Like the Tyranid in the Tau we brought
Yeah,
up
exactly.
earlier.
Like that's just not. Sure, you could rationalize it. Doesn't mean I'm gonna like it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean
Yeah.
like.
Doesn't mean it's a good
It's a
rationalization.
very
Yeah.
subjective
Well,
award.
isn't everything subjective in other than for the wins? Like best painter, that's subjective.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like everything is
But
subjective.
this one is, I think, is more.
Oh, sure.
This one
yeah.
is more.
Yeah.
Like we can reach a very easy consensus, I think, on best painted, or at least top 3 painted.
Sure.
That was
Especially when there's
easy.
only two armies that were totally
exactly.
painted.
Yeah, but for like
Yeah.
the this makes
No,
sense, I think everyone has a different idea of
Yeah,
what makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's totally true. But I was looking for something very specific. So,
Wait, who are the 2 armies that were completely based?
Well, it was that
Mackenzie and-
Invictus Dreadnought list, and then the lady with the
Yeah,
Imperial
the
Guard.
Mackenzie.
I think there was a third army that was fully painted. The the Knight one that you guys played against, the Knight and the
Imperial Guard.
Lord of Skull one.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was fully painted. That was fully based. But the problem with that one was literally he just took random models. So there was like an Abaddon model in a different base style. There was the Lord of Skulls, and like not a single model had the same.
It wasn't like a coherent.
Yeah,
no
it was
consistency.
clearly like he just was taking models he had that was painted, which is fine, to each their own. But it wasn't.
He had a green Lord of Skulls.
Sure,
To each his own.
to each their own. But yeah, like it. Yeah,
It looked
That was
good.
so
You might
good.
not do
I think
it,
I had like
but-
one model that wasn't fully based, and all my models were painted.
Mine were pretty shit.
That sounds like a
Honestly.
99.99% completion rate.
Yep.
I
I just took my Forge Fiend off his magnetized base, and my whole army was painted and based.
was a little bit salty that there wasn't the best individual model category.
Yeah,
Steve,
you're,
I'll have
you're
to-
pushing that all
Steve,
day.
you
That-
don't
that's
want
my-
to
that's
lose
my
in another
only-
category.
That was my only opportunity. I figured to get a win. I wasn't sure if my one obliterator I felt like was going to do all right. Mark and I played a couple games, and he picked it up about five times throughout
every
the
time
night.
I seen it, yeah, I'm like, I like it.
So that's definitely what I was going to enter. But
yeah,
I guess
That's
if
just playing to Mark. That's not even
Yep.
playing to you. That's just
so
I
what?
am the podcast.
Mark, I heard you like
all
obliterated.
subjective,
Yeah. So the This Makes Sense award, we went around and I was just looking at what kind of I thought would go good. So the army we decided going with was you two guys.
Yep.
And you were playing Emperor's Children for Steve and World Eaters for Todd. And if you guys want to talk about your lore, because you guys kind of briefly wrote your lore and you had like you're playing off each other. So if you want to talk about that real quick,
You go first.
what was your thought process in creating why you did what you did?
Let me actually pull up my lore just so I get the names right. I won't read. I could read the whole thing out for what I've written, but I don't have to.
Just give us the ABC.
Yeah. Samsung notes. By Samsung.
All right, so I'll go first. I was playing Emperor's Children. I ended up picking up the Shadow Spear box set a while ago. So when I was building it, I did the Chaos Space Marines that came with it, and I did all of their trim on their armor in different colors. There was gold, brass, silver, like they're supposed to be, and some other ones.
Like they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Well, I think their colors are purple and silver. But I was going through it, and what my lore was one day the Master of Possessions got all fucking warp high and woke up, and he's like, "We need to get people possessed." That is the next level.
What a grand revelation.
That is the next level of thing. Fuck drugs, just get a demon inside you. So he got the
Fuck one demon, get three.
yeah,
Three demons in ya.
So I had some greater possessed, my obliterators, venom crawler. I ended up picking up a master of executions. So what he was doing was he ended up dying, but Slanesh liked him so much, and with all these extra demons that were getting possessed, Slanesh brought him back, but he was dead but alive. But Slanesh kept him like this, just on the brink of death,
Yeah.
so he could feel the exquisite ecstasy of dying all the time.
Excellent.
So he got the big ass axe, and it was his job to execute all the demons who kind of stepped out of line or got too wild.
Uh-huh.
And the other part of the lore was Todd and I knew each other during 30K times. Heard there was going to be a big showdown going on in the Calgary segmentum.
Of course. Of course.
The Calgary segmentum. So we cruised out there, and our lore was Todd and I weren't facing the other opponents in the tournament. Todd and I were competing against each other.
Yeah.
So by me scoring our one singular victory point, I guess I emerged on top.
You are the better
This is
trainer.
perfection.
This is the pinnacle.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like that you guys were more competing against each other. Like you weren't shooting at each other on
No.
tabletop.
No,
but
we were
like-
trying to work together as a team.
Yeah,
Still.
yeah. But really it was more about
Who's better?
who's better between the two of you.
Yeah.
It was what was more it was about. But.
Yeah. So my lore, basically, the two Chaos Lords I had, I actually kit bashed them out of some Chosen from the Shadow Spear box.
Those models are great.
Yeah, I just didn't like how
Samey the cultists looked.
well, like I took a bunch of Blood Reavers from Age of Sigmar, glued on some like pistols to them, and made them
Yeah.
close quarter cultists, and the iconography worked really good. It's
Yeah.
thematic. But I don't like my army looking like everyone else's.
Yeah.
So at the very least, like, everyone's going to have a Lord of Chaos. Okay. It's going to have a generic paint job for Khorne. Okay. I didn't like that, so I went with something a little different. And then, luckily, they came with weapons that could be used as relics, so they get built that way.
Yeah.
But the lore for my army is the 2 Chaos Lords. One, they were both lieutenants for the World Eaters at the Battle of Scabathrax against the Emperor's Children.
Okay.
Which is really why it was really hard to make sense why our legions do not like each other whatsoever.
Yeah.
But at the Battle of Scabathrax, they both witnessed Karn do his
Karn thing.
His betrayal.
move. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he watched both their captains and all their fellows get obliterated by it, and they were of the mindset that not only was their Primarch weak because he became a demon Primarch and he gave in to a chaos
and
god.
abandoned his dude.
And just left like all brotherhood behind, which
Yeah.
I don't think Angron had to begin with, but and then not only that, the equerry fell to Khorne too. So my lords view both Karn and Angron as weak. That's why I didn't even run a Karn in my army. I had him, but I didn't run him.
I don't think it would have helped us very much either.
Oh, it would have. I've had Karn like punch through dreadnoughts, and
Karn's a good boy.
yeah, he puts his work in. And then the whole lore was they just gathered up all the remaining berserkers that weren't Khornite influenced. Like, I don't run demons in my lists.
Okay.
I don't run any demonic engines in my list.
Yeah.
The Forge Fiend and the
Soul
Defiler
Driver.
and the
I guess,
Brass Scorpion, they are in my army, but there's a warpsmith that basically just snorted a bunch of warp dust at the Hell Foundries, and he just makes those. Those are his.
Okay.
They are separate detachments.
Sure.
They have no part. He just sticks around because he wants to test out his new engines.
Okay.
But they don't even like him.
Huh. Okay.
And so it's just flesh and bone and weapons and your stone, like whatever you can bring as a human and an Astartes to the field is what they value. It's martial pride.
Yeah.
Like the old ways.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
Yeah. And then I guess Lucius declared a challenge to us. We got super offended, but said sure. And then we both kind of agreed that if Karn was on the field, that's where the competition came to a head because my guys want him dead.
Yeah.
And Lucius, even in 30K, always wanted to know who would come out on top.
Yeah.
And it really got us kind of chapped because Justin and James were this close to bringing a Karn and fielding him.
Oh, that
so
would be good.
Oh, yeah,
would have been
they were
perfect
actually,
if he came.
They were actually disappointed that they didn't bring the Karn
yeah.
because they would have actually wanted to have that little bit of
Who
would win.
Extra fluff to the lore.
Yeah, like, and they even said if we'd have brought him, we'd have put him off to the side, and your boys could have just walked across the field. We wouldn't have shot them.
Yeah.
And they could just go at it.
Yeah.
And I think that would have been like awesome.
Yeah. No, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's our story.
So what was the deal with your chaos spawn as well?
Oh, the Chaos Spawn. Yeah, the one singular Chaos Spawn I run, he was a sorcerer that kind of tried to do what your Master of Possession was doing. He tried to come in. He did a grand display of warp fuckery, and I guess Khorne didn't like that he was trying to do warp fuckery and turned him into a Chaos Spawn, so they wrapped him in chains, because there's a bunch of chains on the model, and they just drag him around with them as an example, and then every once in a while they just throw him into battle and hope he dies because he's annoying.
But through the blessings of Khorne, his suffering is eternal.
Yep.
Yeah,
He sheds a lot of blood.
Yeah.
His own?
Does it matter?
Blood for the
matter.
blood god.
He doesn't care, yeah.
Those pauldrons you gave me, I'm actually going to affix skulls to them and make a leather strap so I can actually wear them when I play.
Oh, I know what you're talking
Oh
about.
my god.
Yeah.
Those are knee pads. No, those are elbow pads.
They fit on my shoulders, Mark.
Nope,
I
those
have
are elbow
tiny
pads.
shoulders. I have unmanly shoulders. I need to accentuate them with spikes and skulls.
You need to get yourself on that Conan wheel. Break a deal, face the wheel.
Oh boy.
Yeah. No, that's cool. So, Steve, he won. He won the bragging rights.
This
This round.
This year. Just wait till the second annual Lorehammer tournament.
Yeah.
If we win any games, I'm just going to immediately turn whatever forces I have on you and just, all right.
Yeah.
Because I'm running the Chaos Knight, and this beautiful picture. So I'm getting way off topic, but there was a Chaos Knight for the World Eaters that I saw on the internet, and both shoulder pads and like every exposed piece was covered in skulls.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna do that, but I'm not gonna immediately do it. I'm gonna keep track of how many kills I get with that knight per, and then add a skull until he's full. And then just start piling the base until you just don't see the knight
You always
anymore.
have some grand dreams. It's funny.
It's almost
But
like
it's a
pulling a
one model,
Christian.
Yeah. It's a cool goal though.
But I do eventually follow through on
That's true.
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Eventually, when I have money interest,
Yeah.
they have to overlap.
Yeah. If it's not working, don't worry
I
about it.
think I got it.
Yeah.
No, but it was super cool. Where did we go? Imaginary Wars, I think.
Yeah,
is what
so
it
we
was
went to
called.
Imaginary Wars in Calgary. They had enough spot. Like we had 20 people in the tournament, so that's how many spots we could do. We could have crammed another table in, but I think it would have been tight. And
Well, yeah.
And then the guy who was running the place was super cool. I don't think he read the bulletin you sent him there to know what time he kind of expected to be there. So he comes up, he's like, "Oh yeah, it's like what time did he close? Like I usually close at 6, and it was like fucking 6:45 already."
we're mid game, bud.
The plot's just thickening.
Yeah. No, he's a good guy though.
No, he was super cool. Didn't mind staying late.
Yeah.
He's a mad lad too. The fucking they had Lord of the Rings their own fucking tournament going
Yeah,
on.
they're doing like a weekend tournament. So
Oh geez.
after they stayed and played, it's like
Jeez.
Yeah, they had
8
at least
o'clock.
one game of Lord of the Rings after we left.
Nice. Yeah.
When it's 2,000 models of orc in an entire army that's infiltrating the world, it's like, oh, that's it. Lorehammer has burnt me out for all other factions. Like Star Wars, it's like, oh, there's 6 battleships. That's it.
That's all. Yeah, Christian and me were fighting the other day. He was saying, "Oh, Star Wars, the Empire could beat the Imperium." I'm like, "You dumb bitch, you dumb bitch."
what the new
Star-
empire,
Any Empire,
the First Order.
The First Order are a bunch of faggots, but
Like, if
I'm-
you're talking
I'm
like
not a big
Darth
fan.
Vader Empire, no.
they don't
Yeah,
stand a
it's just like,
chance.
what
Their
do you-
biggest Carillion ship is something like half the size of like a Blackstone fortress or something.
Well, I think your standard Imperial Star Destroyer is about 2.4 kilometers.
Oh god.
Oh, so
Throwing
those,
down
those
the facts.
13-kilometer random starship that the Primarchs just roll around in for fun are just like, hi.
Yeah, they have cannons that are 2 kilometers long.
They have bullets, and some of them didn't.
I don't know
some of
what
them
Christian
like a kilometer long or
was
something.
talking about. He might have just been trying to
Christian-
piss me off.
He just has a boner for Star Wars.
No,
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure about the only people in Star Wars who could stand a chance would be like Palpatine and Vader, and that's about it. And any sort of Jedi.
Even them, man. Like, fuck.
the
but then
Space
they're
Marines are
just-
so used to fighting magic.
yeah,
But yeah,
like,
they could hold their own against some
Like,
Space
if-
Marines, but they're
If you look at
There's
the
one
Astartes
Vader.
video,
Yeah.
right? Like the people
those
they were
fuckers
fighting
Did you hear those guys got hacked?
I did,
What
yeah.
the fuck? Fuck those hackers. Fucking
Everyone
Russian
gets
bots.
Oh, you're clearly very, very passionate about
it was
that.
pretty funny. We got a couple messages where people are like, "What is Lorehammer going to do about it?" It's like, what do you want me to do about it?
I'm gonna
Like,
go hack them.
Yeah,
I'm
like-
Hacker
We're
Man.
gonna hack the hackers.
Okay, thanks, bud. Like, fuck. What do you want me to do?
Hacker
Well,
man.
help raise awareness. It's like
Everybody
knows.
knows.
Like, what do you
Yeah,
want?
like,
Like,
do you-
fuck.
Oh yeah,
They
I was
just
on
wanted us-
YouTube and there's like 12 guys talking about
They
it.
wanted us to have like bleeding hearts. And be
Yeah,
like,
it's-
we are
And I didn't hear
we're
about it,
standing in
but-
solidarity.
Well, it's nothing. A channel got hacked. It's gonna get
Every
brought back,
channels are
like-
hacked every day.
yeah.
Like,
Like, fuck it.
Well, as long as I get more of those Astartes videos,
Yeah, it's
I'm
not like he
happy.
can't
Th-
make
th-
more of them. Like,
those were fucking unreal.
They were
yeah.
pretty good.
All I'm
Yeah,
trying to
they're
say is those villains were effectively showed powers that Jedi use,
yeah,
and they died.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
They didn't have the lightsabers.
Okay.
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 Power sword.
There is armor. There is
Power sword.
armor that is able to stop a lightsaber blade.
Yeah, like I think
like
it's called-
Mandalorian
yeah,
armor can
Battle
stop
Fuck.
it. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not even
they're-
important
And
anymore.
there's multiple kinds of armor
Yeah.
that can stop it, like Kurtosis, steel,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and Mandalorian armor, which are separate.
Sure. Okay. See,
Yeah.
I didn't even know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
All I'm saying is
I
that
literally
Well, I
just
think
listened to a
Mandalorian
Mandalorian
armor is
video.
just
the
made
only
out of
reason I know.
Mandalorian steel, is what I think it's called.
It's got a high iron count. that
people
can
just
stop
like
a lightsaber.
worship Jedi,
Oh yeah.
but they're just
No,
like
no.
they're small people.
If
You
a
can literally just put.
stormtrooper can take down a Jedi,
well, all
which
they
they can. Okay,
And have.
if a
Yeah.
clone trooper, it takes 10 clone troopers per Jedi. That's what 50 Imperial Guardsmen per Jedi.
So that's half of a space marine.
or less. But
Wait,
yeah,
we got off way deep in the
All right.
weeds right now.
Tournament. So we started early, had a
Ended
lunch
late.
break, ended late. What was your favorite part of the tournament, Mark?
My favorite part was just meeting people. Lots of people I've talked to online before, but it was nice to meet them in person.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple people like Brody. I've hung out with him a couple times, but he lives in Edmonton, which is a 3-hour drive. So it was nice.
What army did he play?
He played primarily Space Marines.
Yeah. He had that cool Redemptor.
Oh,
With skulls attached to the poles.
That's the guy who
sword
won
blades.
on the lore, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
So it was nice
Yeah,
to see
those are
some of
sick.
these people that you don't get to see often, and that's my favorite part. What was your favorite part?
Yeah, probably the same.
Yeah.
Also, I like seeing something come to completion and working out.
See the plan come together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just you put in a lot of work, you put in a lot of effort, and then at the end of the day, you get like I had fun, I enjoyed that. You do it like, when are you doing it
You
again?
like the praises.
No,
Yeah, you just want the
I guess
advantage.
Everyone likes knowing that the work they do is
Yeah,
appreciated.
yeah.
So,
Of
and
course.
it's not a little amount of work, right?
Oh, and it's nice. Like everyone's there. Oh man, your model is so cool. How'd you do that?
Yeah.
Fucking everyone was doing that
It's
to
the
everyone.
exact same.
Yeah.
That's the same feeling, though. Like the same feeling you get out of someone complimenting your models is the feeling you get when they say they
And
had a good
When you
time.
plan out the tournament and
Yeah.
people show up.
Yeah. The whole day went really smooth. The only glitch was 2 people didn't show up, which meant me and Eric had to play together, which was. It's better than us playing
was it
against each
interesting?
other.
Oh, it's
but
way better than us playing.
But it's still
against-
not good.
I have
Yeah.
one thing I would have changed about the tournament.
Okay,
Oh.
yeah.
Such a
You would have
tiny
won?
thing.
That's what you
Oh,
would
no.
have
Scored 2
Well,
victory points. He didn't even want to win.
If I'd have scored the damn victory point out of the two of us,
Yeah.
y'all had how many pizzas? You couldn't have one without vegetables on it. That was my only.
Are you
gripe.
allergic to vegetables?
When it's on pizza, yes.
Oh.
Todd, you
my
are a
God.
vegetable.
Which means it's cannibalism. It's even worse.
yeah.
Okay, well, I guess if that's the only complaint that we've heard, I
I
think
yeah,
we
I'm
did
gonna
pretty
do.
good.
Yeah.
That was it.
I'm happy to ignore that complaint. In fact, even
I'm not
to
gonna
egg
ignore it.
that man's
I'm gonna write
car
it
later.
down. I'm gonna file it
And then promptly forget where you filed it.
in the place where all my complaints of the tournament go.
I'm sorry. I kind
the
of phased
garbage.
out as soon as I felt Eric's hand touch my shoulder.
I told you, it was a touch.
It was so ethereal.
Todd was swooning there for a minute.
What
He
was your
just-
favorite part of the tournament, Todd? Did you have a favorite game? Was there a favorite army you played
Favorite
against?
moment?
Favorite person?
Well, when that chaplain went poof, I had a glimmer of hope.
Oh no! Oh no!
Grey Knight Chaplain?
Yeah.
There was not a hope of us winning that game at that point, man.
No.
It's pretty
Watching
late.
that
I
Forge
charged you
World
with, like,
Knight
20
crumble
cultists.
after my Warp Smith kind of just hit it with
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
that's
was
a cool
satisfying.
moment.
that felt like because I got it from 28 wounds
Yeah.
with infantry. I got it down. That was satisfying, and
Yeah.
that was probably my only game. No offense, that I actually did anything and had fun with.
Sure.
Because every other game, I think I rolled.
Tell him
You
about
feel
tell him about
blocked.
game 2. Tell
I
him about
literally
your-
rolled 3 dice up until game 3 that were not saves. Basically,
Jeez.
everything else was just rolling to let my guys die.
Yeah, as you're trying to run forward into the enemy.
Yeah,
Taking
no
gun down.
guns.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I might have. No, I did a little charging against your stuff with my berserkers, and literally, other
Sure.
than that, all I did was roll
Yeah.
to save for my guys the entire tournament.
Yeah, sometimes it's just so rough.
But
So-
again,
I
I,
think
ran
we
a
just
high
kinda-
cultist list
Yeah.
in a competitive game where knights and tanks and other big stuff was on the field. It's going to happen, and I
Yeah.
learned from it.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
I'm
unfortunately-
sure
Sucks.
I'm sure cultists would have done better if there was more objective-based games where you could just kind of leave them there doing their thing.
Yeah,
but
collecting
that was
points
only
or-
game 2,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we had poor cards on that, and our opponents just had better stuff.
Drawing cards is a really big deal in those games. You can play an
Yeah.
amazing game. You can have complete table control, and if you draw bad cards, you just won't score.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's brutal.
So-
Yeah, and then you have games where it's like literally 27-0.
Yeah,
Which
it's
is
just
like, holy
there's an
moly.
aspect of luck in
Yeah,
that.
but-
and-
Oh, absolutely.
Well, the cards we got were control objective 2 and objective 6 for 2 turns. And I look over, I'm like, there's the big Lehman Russ sitting on 2, and there's the Crusader Knight sitting on 6. I'm like, well, we're done.
Yeah. Good game.
Yep,
Yeah.
all my armies
Well,
off the
and
table, turn
The
one.
one
I'm
they
like,
drew was like
cultists.
Control Command Point 6 that the night was already on.
Like started the game on that night, didn't even move the
Yeah.
entire game. And what the worst thing was is I put down 6
And 2 then.
and 2. Yes,
You dumb bitch.
horrible.
That's
Steve,
crazy.
what was your favorite moment? Canadian Steve. Sorry. Didn't want to
to associate me with someone else.
Yes.
So this is my first tournament. I just enjoyed
Tournament. Put that in quotations.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Tournament.
my first one,
enjoyed
too.
seeing the models, just hanging out with the people there. Everyone was super nice. I don't know if you guys planned it out, but there wasn't any of that guy there.
No.
Everyone was super sportsmanship. I'm surprised it wasn't closer for most sportsmanship points because everyone was super handy.
Oh, yeah.
It was good. It was
Everyone there, I think, went with the expectation that, you're going there to have fun with other people. Like,
Yeah.
And especially since I think basically everyone but 4 people listen to Lorehammer. They kind of know what we're about, kind of get the vibe. But
Yeah.
it kind of felt like a community there almost.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like a homo.
It was like a social club that we rolled dice.
Yeah, so it was good, yeah.
There were a couple of moments where I did almost feel like being that guy and just, flipping the table. Like, all my shit's blown off the table, turn one. I'm just like there were points where I just didn't want to be there, but
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
you just kind of like, that's not really fair to anyone
Yeah,
else.
that's the level of sportsmanship. Like, you don't want them to bring it, so you don't want to bring it either.
Well, yeah, and like I don't want to be that guy, and it's unfair for everyone at the tournament. Like, it's not my fault you're running a better list than me, so it's really inconsiderate for me to just be like this immature pouting person.
Yeah.
Like, just grow up.
Like
Just go out, have a dart, and
Go have a dart.
Go have a dart,
I
bud.
think probably the most unsportsmanlike thing I tried to do was in game 3. I deep struck a singular Terminator way on the far corner of the board where nothing was.
I've seen that.
That was
I'm
our-
trying to survive.
That was our only hope
that's
to
not
try
even
to
an
win.
unsportsmanship
That's just a
thing.
good
That's just
move.
good move.
No, well, like we were getting our ass kicked. I could have left them up there, but I wanted to try to win, see what would happen.
Yeah.
If we did an unsportsmanlike moment, it would have been in game 2.
Game
Because we
2.
played against James and Nathan.
Oh.
And we play against them all the time. And the salt was in that game since like 5 seconds as soon as we
As
like
soon
showed
as
up
we
to the
paired
table.
up, yeah.
You know, I'm sure it's a bit different. Like you said, you guys played against each other fairly often, so there's a bit of a rivalry there.
Oh, yeah. And
Yeah.
none of us were playing seriously or like.
No,
like,
none of us
we're
are
all-
playing our serious lists either.
Yeah.
Like,
So it was
I'm
just
not playing
all-
Grey Knights if I really want to get a
There's
win.
a lot of just harassing each
Dicking
other.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
Yeah.
So if we did it next time, is there anything you would change? I know there's
Other
something
than the
that-
vegetable pizza.
Todd
Todd just
best
wants
individual-
some cheese pizza. That's all.
Oh yeah, he does.
all meat lovers.
I'd like to see a best. I'd like to see a
Best painted model.
best individual model. Even if you just won the 14 open bag of chips that were left over there that no one really wanted.
Yeah.
You just want that feeling.
Fuck, if you want that, I'll give you a bag of chips right now.
You know what?
You still got
Steve,
some?
congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
You just won best painted model.
Thanks, guys.
That cultist you painted, top notch.
I'll send you guys a picture. You can put it on the
There's Lucius.
Lorehammer.
That Lucius. Yeah.
No, I didn't even paint that one. The Noise Marines and Lucius Todd had picked up for me.
Okay.
I bribed him to paint my Magnus.
Oh yeah,
with
so he's
a lot of models.
or he's like, here's some like he just sent me my niece back home.
Oh, yeah.
So back home, this is pretty good thing for a community. My niece, I'm back home. I'm painting my models, going to my stepmom's place, and like my 7-year-old niece is like sitting like just watching me like always. So I went to Todd. I'm like, man, I'll send you some money. Get me some. Talk to the boys around here. Get like just everyone's crappy models, just like Space Marines, Orc boys, just crap you don't want. Send them to me for my niece. Todd ended up sending me a bunch of paints, fucking brushes,
Nice.
Wow.
a whole bunch of shit for my niece, and all I had to do was paint his Magnus.
Oh.
And then he sent me some paints, and then all of a sudden there's like 20 fucking cultists in there, and I'm like, oh, these are for me for the tournament. Now these need done.
Nice.
That's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, so I'm kind of excited to go back home and do some painting with my niece finally.
Yep. And then I went through all my old paints, and I upgraded to a big fishing tackle box for all my paints, and I took all my old paints and my old paint storage box and emptied all that out and gave that to Steve. So now she has like a place to put it all that isn't in individual little compartments.
Oh, and it was kind of cute. She got there. She had all these little compartments. So she took everything out. Oh, my paints are going this one. He'll be for my brushes. Here's for my guys. And my kind of snot-nosed...
And then there's my paint desk where it's like, yeah, just throw everything on.
Then my snot-nosed nephew kind of comes by and he's like, oh, I want to paint too. So my niece is looking through her box, and it just so happens one of the models they sent me was an old tack marine that was broke off at the waist. So she picks it out. And, here, you can paint these legs.
Classic.
And
That's not bad.
I don't want to paint the legs.
You're gonna paint it. You're gonna like it. Yeah. If I was to change something for next time, I think I would change the venue. Not because it's a bad venue, but I think we could get more people, and I'd like to do a singles.
Yeah.
1-on-1.
Well, like Ogre's Den.
Yeah, like that's what I'm thinking.
Why wasn't that in contest? Like, out of curiosity.
We play at Imaginary Wars, so we knew Kyle.
Oh, okay.
And like filling up, like we weren't sure how many people were actually going to want to come.
That's fair.
So Ogre's Den is a huge venue. Like
30 tables.
You can
30
fit like
tables,
if you were to do doubles, you're fitting 120 people in there.
Yeah,
right?
and like it's better to fill up one spot than have a big spot that you're paying more
a quarter
for
people are using.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and
So,
like it does host. It hosts the biggest Age of Sigmar event, I think, in Western Canada.
Sure. Yeah. So
it-
I think
it's-
maybe next time I would go maybe to Ogre's Den just because then we could do 1-on-1 with more tables. But at the same time, it's like
How much
Maybe
longer of a
you might
day
not
would
have
that
to-
make? I'm sure you'd have to play more games that way then, though, hey?
You could do like
Yeah.
you could do like a doubles one weekend and then singles the next weekend if you felt so inclined.
this isn't my
Oh,
job.
the look
first
Eric
of
made
all.
there.
Yeah.
I don't know if he wants
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah. No, like I would do probably 4 games, 1,000 points
Each.
and you play multiple people.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure,
I'd
I'd do
be
that.
down for that.
But
Yeah,
you know,
that'd be
that's
fun.
all semantics.
I
think-
feel like my Dreadnoughts will do well in a 1,000-point game.
Oh yeah, I wish you would have brought that.
Says the guy that lost to my Stompa at 1,000 points of Dreadnoughts.
But against one singular stomp out. I wanted to go for a theme with Todd. I
Yeah.
wanted to bring my Dreadnoughts.
Yeah.
I'm in the process of making a competitive Blood Angels Dreadnought
Quote
list.
unquote.
But,
So you have the
good.
librarian dreadnought.
I have the Librarian Dreadnought as
The
my
flyer.
HQ. I've got a couple
Flying
Contemptor,
dreadnoughts.
a couple 2-3 Contemptors, Redemptor,
Dorito.
fucking Dorado I haven't built yet.
Yeah, man. When you
I've got a
come back,
Castaferum. The only one I'm missing is the Leviathan Siege Dreadnought. Need to get myself the Lucius Pattern Drop Pod. Drop that fucking Siege Dreadnought behind your ass, turn 1. Fuck all your boys.
yeah. Man, when you come back, that's the one battle I really want to do with my nids, where it's big bugs versus dreadnoughts. And it's
Yeah.
just like that'll
That'll
such
be
a
a
cool image.
Mech-
That'll go a
monsters.
lot
Yeah.
better than the first game I played against your
Oh
nids.
god, yeah, no,
That did not go well.
Oh, do you not know the trick to beating Mark's nids?
Baseball bat.
No, standing on floor.
Yeah. Second floor. He can't get
second
up.
floor. You can't get up there. I don't think that would.
I can't. It's like a turtle on its back. that's how I picture the nids. They're trying real hard.
I think you underestimate how much firepower that.
Yeah,
1500
that's
nid
true.
does.
It's just,
Oh,
but you're
they were
cutting down
ranked.
all their combat.
Yeah.
So you have both, right? You have
Yeah.
combat and you have firepower.
But
you're
there's only so many
removing-
guys you can fit on a second floor.
Yeah.
But
Like
That depends on how many
guys,
second floors we-
Two of his biovores or whatever, those big tank guys. They one-shotted my Scorpion turn 1.
yeah, there's a lot of firepower in my list. But
It's got some oomph.
yeah. But yeah, Eric, what were you gonna say? You were gonna say something at one point.
What was your favorite
Yeah,
part
what
of the
would you
turn?
change?
Yeah, what would you change? What was your favorite part?
Well, I think so we did if you were to do a singles, you were talking about, you do 1,000 points. I think I'd restrict table size. So like
Do a 4x4.
yeah,
Yeah.
you do whatever
Like that
their
is like the official way to
suggestion.
do it.
That's
Suggestion,
that's
yes.
like
That's what Games Workshop says.
in
Yeah,
their
and-
book.
yeah.
They have it like, oh, if you're playing this point level, restrict the table to this size.
Which makes sense. You don't want the whole
Yeah.
4x8 sheet
Yeah,
of plywood
it'll-
thing,
4x6.
500 points.
Yeah,
Take you about all the turns just to get to each other.
Yeah.
I truly think
Truly.
I
Truly
think
and deeply.
I would do it somewhere else, and I don't mean in Calgary.
Oh.
That would be interesting. Go to the States and have more people. Yeah.
Do it in like a New York or an LA.
Oh god.
Holy fuck.
Well, that's like if you want people who are listeners,
Yeah,
right? Like
I know what you're
as
saying.
fun it is to have you guys there. Like you're the local listeners.
Yeah.
But the
You
concentration.
mean nothing to us.
I'm definitely local. I drove like 9 hours and 45 minutes to come here.
You are
for it.
within
We
one
appreciate
province
you,
of a
Steve.
bubble. You are local.
That's
Barely,
a short
man.
haul flight, brother.
I have a hop, skip, and a jump from Manitoba.
If we
But,
went like a Lorehammer tour to like Adepticon,
Italy.
no,
Amsterdam, fuck Italy.
Yeah, all I'm saying is that I think like there
let's just go to
could be
Adepticon. It'll be fun.
there could be cooler opportunities for us to see an international audience. I think
Sure.
it's just because like
Them thousands of dollars on Patreon.
Well, yeah, that would be the way if something like that was to happen. That
yeah,
would
I'm not
be.
paying my own money.
Calling out to you, Woody.
Oh, so that guy, he might be coming up here in. It's either going to be
Oh my god,
February or
This man is
March.
my hero.
We're talking about it. So
Who's this?
Woody.
he's a
Fuck.
listener. He's donated a bunch.
He's
a good
probably
buddy.
one of our first listeners.
Yeah. He would be.
Yeah, and one of the first people that Mark like actually started talking with.
Yeah, like
So he's
on
been with
like
us-
a personal level.
Yeah,
and not
he's been with
just-
us since day one.
Yeah.
When he's from the States and he's talking about coming up.
Yeah.
That'll be pretty sweet.
Yeah. So.
Well, hopefully you guys keep the casting couch clean for him in here.
Oh, we're gonna be going through that one quick. So we'll be on the 4th or 5th cast.
Well seasoned.
Yeah, well, Todd and I had to earn our place here tonight, so I'll let you guys' imagination wander.
It wasn't
Yeah.
just showing up.
I had
Right.
to earn my spot. I just piggybacked off your abilities. They were like, we'd rather just let Steven put in the extra work.
Just be glad it didn't have to happen in Mark's parents' basement anymore.
Oh yeah.
They were too Christian of a household, and I don't know if I could have done those dirty deeds and not just get struck down by God.
Your eyes would have just burned out of your head.
Yeah, like on
The mark of Slanesh just manifesting on his forehead.
Yeah, it just gets cut into like
Yeah.
the skin. Starts
it'd be like when they
bleeding.
open the Ark of the Covenant there, and Indiana Jones just start melting my face.
Yeah, but I truly think if I wanted to aim for something, I'm aiming for an international thing where
Sure.
we leave the country and we go somewhere else for it.
Sure.
Or like even to Vancouver or Toronto or like
Yeah.
I don't think those
Or like
personally are
Southeastern
worth
Saskatchewan.
it. Right.
Right, we're gonna play a bunch of cardboard tables in a farmer's field.
Like to the
Hey, man, it would be
UK,
the first game we
Australia.
played with just a bunch of boxes on the table, percentage turning.
Yeah, we did that for about 3 games. Then we got sick and tired of. I'm staring at a beer can. I'm just gonna go get some foam.
Yeah. Yeah. You can only play so many games like that.
Your theater of your mind is not strong, Todd.
No, that's why I buy.
That's
terrain.
a good Imperium boy.
So did you get that lore to work or
No.
Okay. Well, we'll read Brody's winning entry on the next listener lore.
Which we'll do probably within like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Yeah.
But anything else? Any other tournament wrap up? It was a great day. I had a lot of fun.
I
was
had
surprised.
fun, even though Todd and I got our ass stomped.
Oh no, you won.
I
You won
won.
best-
We won something, but
You won best painted model. Don't
Best
forget.
painted-
oh yeah, I won
yeah.
in
Fuck,
best
you're-
individual model, and Todd and I
Yeah.
won best theme.
And
Yep.
you won between you and Todd.
So
Yeah.
so
You're a 3-time winner. Holy fuck.
so really, I beat the guys who won the tournament. I won 3
You
times.
cleaned up. Holy crap.
Maybe I'll just sit this next tournament out, boys, and give everyone else a chance.
Stay on top.
He says, knowing everyone else is going to step up their game next time. That's like retiring after you just won the belt. Come on.
You dirty, dirty bitch.
Someone's got to be.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for coming, everyone.
Yeah,
Sure,
thanks
some people
for
are
coming to our
listening.
tournament, supporting us, and a lot of people gave donations so they could, participate in like prizes, and that's awesome.
Yeah, we
Just shows that people actually wanted to be involved in
Yeah,
it.
it was awesome. We were able to give away like $600 in prizes and
Yeah,
a bunch of T-shirts.
I
and
was
shit.
definitely surprised to see the cash prizes going around.
Yeah.
I would have
Yeah.
been happy with
As far
just
as
a
my
t-shirt.
wife goes, all I got was a T-shirt.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, I won't tell her.
Yeah.
she
then-
won't listen to this anyway.
Yeah.
So it's
Give me
fine.
half your prize money and I won't.
Damn.
and that really is thanks to
You're gonna need it for
Flare
that slash
Games.
brace.
They gave us a bunch of money. There was another guy who gave us like $150 or something for the tournament. Couple Patreon donations, like me and Eric. We're not generous.
Thanks,
like,
Patreons.
we didn't. It's not like me and
No,
Eric went out.
they
of
only
pocket
gave
for
out
it,
about a
so-
third of the money you submitted anyway, so
So yeah, no, thanks everyone for supporting what me and Eric and I guess Jordan.
He
showed up.
He is
Yeah,
part
I
of the
got to meet
podcast.
Jordan. That was awesome.
Oh yeah,
who
yeah.
is Jordan? I don't know if I met him.
He was
he's
the
serious
hipster in like
Oh.
the
The
pony
glasses
bun.
and
Yeah.
the-
He was hanging out with us the first game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I read
okay.
it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I remember listening to Jordan my first podcast. I'm like, okay, well, I've met Eric, I've met
Yeah.
Mark, I've met Christian, I met everyone else.
Yeah.
I haven't met Jordan.
Yeah, no, like he doesn't play tabletop, but it was nice that he actually came out for like 2
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah, he chatted with people,
Yeah.
took pictures. It was cool.
yeah, it's
yeah,
nice to
So
see him.
he doesn't play Warhammer, just likes hanging. Are you guys just that personable, or is he just like looking at the models?
I think at this point, what is it? Stockholm syndrome, I
Yeah.
think, is
Yeah.
what's happened
Oh, yeah,
to
he-
Jordan.
Yeah, wasn't he like the hired tech hand when you
Yeah.
guys started?
Yeah, now he just can't escape and he
Yeah.
likes it.
He doesn't know how to escape.
Yeah.
He's in too deep now.
Yeah, so.
Tapped a vein. Maybe by next year, Daryl will have 500 points of models painted, and he can come to the tournament.
Man, I think he's got like 12 points of models painted right now. It takes him like 6 months to do a fucking anything.
Yeah,
I guess.
one
It,
Hellion.
it looks amazing, but holy fuck.
Yeah, he did a Heliarch as the Green Goblin
Nice.
with pumpkin bombs too. It looked really good, but it took him 6 months.
Fuck. That's too much.
Life is too short.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Thanks
having
for
us,
coming
guys.
out,
Well,
guys.
of course.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us at the tournament.
Yeah, it was awesome. Glad to see you again, Steve.
Want to thank the sponsors and your Patreons for helping with the tournament,
Yeah.
giving
Yeah.
you guys some prize money.
Yeah.
I want to thank for my wife for letting me out of my
all
That's
our
camp.
important.
wives. Yeah.
That is important.
The wives and the girlfriends who
Well-
suffered a day without their men.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna get into stuff like I want to.
Yeah.
I want to thank my arms for always being at my side, my legs for always standing up for me,
Oh my god.
my eyes for always looking out.
My spine for always having my back.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Jeez.
done.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah,
just hit end. No.
We'll just edit that right out of there.
No, thanks for having us on the podcast here at such short notice. I know I just kind of told
Yeah,
you
we
like
was
last
hoping,
minute
yeah.
that I had to fucking take off back home, but I had some family stuff come up.
Yeah. Well, no, it's
Unfortunately.
nice that we could get you on. So, when do you think you're going to be back in Calgary next?
I'm not sure.
Oh, give us a
100
date right now.
I want to know.
right
Like
now.
you go on your rotation. That's either
I'm just
2 weeks
kidding.
or 20
I'm
days.
just kidding.
Then you might want to go to your dad. Month and a half.
Let's go with that.
I'll be in
month and a
I'll
half.
be in touch
I'll
with you
write it down.
guys.
Yeah,
month and a
for
half.
sure.
I won't be coming out to Calgary, the Calgary segmentum without letting you guys know.
Absolutely.
But
man.
I've got to
man.
continue my eternal crusade of not being a broke ass bitch. So
That's a worthy crusade. Very worthy.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you later.
We will have a bunch of pictures posted by the time this episode goes out. So
Oh, yeah.
go
Take a-
check out our
Instagram, Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah, all the stuff.
Download the app.
Oh, yeah. Combat
cards.
cards.
come back hard.
Pew, pew, pew.
All right, cool. Thanks, guys.